Hello, my name's Mark Shrove Jr. and today I'm going to be sharing a video with you to help you get started creating your first website using GitHub. The first thing we're going to do here is open our web browser, and I'm using Google Chrome. Once that's open, we're going to go ahead and navigate to github.com. Alright, now that we've gotten to their website, we're going to need to sign up for a new account. As you can see, on the home page, there's two locations to get you started with that. We got the first one right here in the middle of the screen, and then the second one is going to be in the top right hand corner. Let's go ahead and click that. That'll bring you to a page where it's going to start asking you for some information. First, we'll enter our email address here. Next, we'll get started creating a password. After that, it'll ask you to select a username. I'm going to use my company name, but you can use your company name or last name, whatever you'd like to choose. Once we click continue here, it's going to ask us if we'd like to receive any updates or announcements about GitHub. I'm going to go ahead and choose no for this one. And lastly, it will ask us to solve a puzzle like many other websites to verify that we're human. Alright, and now we are set up creating our account. It's going to send a verification code to your email. You'll enter that here. Next, it'll ask how many team members you're working with, and if you're a student or a teacher. You don't need to answer both questions. And then it'll ask you if you're interested in any of their other features. I'm, for this example, not going to click any of these and just go ahead and finish getting my account activated. And here it'll ask you about what kind of subscription you'd like. For this exercise, we'll use a free one, which will be plenty enough to get us going. And as you can see, once you get started with that, it's going to bring up a cool little animation, and it'll start initializing your dashboard. So from there, we're going to want to go ahead and get started with the files we'll need to get our website created. So I've opened up my documents, and we're going to go ahead and create a new folder where we're going to store our index file and also a professional picture that we'll just use to get our basic website up and running. I've already got a picture in mind, so I'm just going to go ahead and find that picture and copy and paste it into our new folder. Alright, so now that our picture's in our folder, we'll need to go ahead and create our index file. And for that, we're going to use Notepad. You can use any text editor you like, or an IDE such as VS Code or Dreamweaver, whatever you choose. For this example, I'm going to use Notepad. For those of you who are new to HTML and CSS, I strongly recommend using Notepad, as it kind of forces you to make sure that you know what you're doing. There's nothing in here that's assisting you to help you get through it. No auto fill in or anything like that. So we're just going to open up a HTML tag and a header. Go ahead and close that header and get our image file into this document. You want to be sure when you're typing out your source file that you do use the correct name of your image, so it's always good to double check on that before you type this. And then we'll go ahead and close the HTML. Now that we've done that, we'll want to go ahead and save this file. And when we save it, we're going to want to name it index.html. It's important that we give it that name because naturally that is what is going to be used to represent your home page. So you'll see here, if you're using a text editor like me, it might pop up as a .txt document, but you can just erase that and go ahead and add the HTML at the end of it. And we're going to go ahead and check and make sure that that worked correctly. So we're going to go back into our documents, go into our website folder, and you can see that we have our image and an index.html file. From there, we're going to get back on GitHub. This is our dashboard, and what we want to do is go ahead and create a new repository. So I'm going to go ahead and close out some of these boxes that are on the top. They have helpful information. I do like that websites do add those, but typically if I already know the information, I close them out because I appreciate the screen being as clean as possible. So over on the left hand side, you'll see the create repository button, and we're going to go ahead and click that. And once we get there, it's going to ask us to create a repository name. For that, we are going to need to use our username in order for it to publish correctly. So that's going to be CincyStar for me, .github.io. In this instance, you'll just replace CincyStar, obviously, with whatever your username is. Now, if you're typing it and forget to add the .github.io, you'll see that a pop-up comes up and it says that you cannot use it without that. It's saved for a README file for your website. So we're going to go ahead and just add the .github.io on here to complete this process. Once you have that done, you can add an optional description here. I'm just going to go ahead and learn how to build your first website. After that, it'll give you the option to make your website public or private. If it's public, on GitHub, anyone can see your repository. It also gives people access to commit the changes to your website. For now, I'm going to click private, but I'll show you how to make that public a little further on in the video. So once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and click create repository. That's going to take us to this quick setup where it's showing us some options on how to use the repository using command line, which we may discuss in another video. But for now, we're just going to use the web browser to upload our files. So you can see in that blue highlighted area, it gives you the option to start by creating a new file or uploading an existing file, and we are going to go ahead and upload using the existing files we just created. Once your files have been added, you'll see the option below to commit changes. There, you'll have two areas to write a description about what you've uploaded. Here, we've just got our basic first index.html file and also our image that's used on that page. And once you're done with that, you can go ahead and commit changes. And it'll take a few seconds to process your files. Once it's done processing your files, you'll see that it'll take you back to your dashboard. And here you can see that it is uploading your index and your image. Now, after uploading those, on your first time, it is typically going to take about 5 to 10 minutes for it to update. So if you go and type in your username.github.io, you will probably see a 404 not found page. Just give it a few minutes, and when you try and go back to that, you will see that it is now published to the World Wide Web. So while we're waiting for that to finish getting published, we're going to go back to the settings, and I'll show you how to make your repository public again. So you can see here it says private access, then it'll take you to the danger zone. Change repository visibility. From there, we'll make public, and it's going to ask us to confirm that we want to do that by typing in our username and then the name of our repository one more time. Alright, and now after about 10 minutes we can go to our GitHub website, username.github.io, and you should see that your website is uploaded and published, and that is you getting started with your very first GitHub website. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were able to follow through with the video. Thank you.